Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolutions with Soldier Hawk. I love this music. The Deus Ex theme is so good. So quick heads up, this is not exactly a blind run. Sort of is. I never actually finished the game, but I also haven't played it in years. So it's a semi-blind run. I think I got like 3/4 of the way through the game and never finished. Not because I didn't want to, just got distracted. Did play the original Deus Ex quite a bit though. Spent lots of time with old JC. But for those of you not familiar with the series, which is probably no one at this point, but just in case, it's a cyberpunk game. It takes place in a future where, you know, corporations rule everything. People have robotic and computer augments to themselves. That's how you level up in the game. You adjust your augments. Difficulty. Definitely not that. You can change your difficulty during the actual game. So I might just play on give me a challenge and I can always downgrade it if things get too difficult. Which they probably will, because like I said, I haven't played in forever. The record, this game also has two of my favorite video game characters ever. David Sarif, and Francis Pritchard. Francis is kind of my spirit animal. I love him. But for now, let's watch the cutscene. And I did leave subtitles on for you guys, despite the fact that I hate them.
Is everything in place?
Almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I have spoken with Montreal. The broadcast satellites are ours when we need them. A few weeks of discomfort and the public will be primed for our recall.
And the clinics?
We control their birth rates. They will do as we say.
I still think we should wait for the referendum.
We can't afford to wait. America's Science Board convenes next month.
But the mood among the delegates is shifting. I'm positive that given more time...
No. By going public with this discovery, Sarif is forcing our hand.
The world will not change overnight just because David Sarif wills it. Besides, we can do nothing until our biochip is ready.
I thought you said you were close.
Finding the correct nerve interface has proven more challenging than anticipated. Fortunately, thanks to David, I now know where to look.
I love that. Such a cool design, the world of Deus Ex too. It's a shame the in-game engine doesn't
And in
actually
Washington tonight, crowds continue
like
to
what
gather
they're-
in front of the Capitol.
what their
Most are
cutscenes
demanding
look
that
like.
Congress severely restrict efforts to alter the human body's abilities. This in response to claims made by biotechnology expert David Sarif that his firm may have discovered a way to make human-controlled evolution available to all. Sarif Industries researchers are set to arrive in Washington tomorrow to defend their claim. But for tonight, this is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live.
Laz is a great character too.
With all due respect, Major, I'll expect 2 security details waiting for us on the tarmac. No, we won't be going
It's
through
kind
the
of funny,
terminal.
of
It's too
all the
exposed.
characters in
Yes,
Human Revolutions,
I'm glad you understand.
Adam, our main
Good
character,
night,
is probably the
idiot.
most uninteresting.
Something wrong?
No, not for me, it isn't. But you keep pulling on that necklace, Dr. Reed, and you're gonna break it.
Very well acted, but
Come on, Meg. You've defended your research before.
That was different. Then it was all just theories. But this discovery, Adam,
pretty
it's big.
standard
Kepler
hero,
big. Rosetta Stone
male,
big.
white dude,
So,
tough
what's
guy.
the problem?
They'll want to know how I found it.
Megan, we're leaving for DC and... Adam, you're there. Good, good.
You need something, boss?
Yeah, I want to go over your security plans for Washington before we leave. You and your team ready to go, Megan?
Almost, David. We're just rechecking data.
Well, make it snappy. We have to actually be in Washington before you can dazzle all those federally appointed know-it-alls.
I hate it when he does that. Come on, I'll walk you partway.
So while we're exploring this room a bit, and while I get used to the controls here, so I've thought about what build I'm going to do. Generally I go kind of, definitely hacker. I generally pour all of my points into, as many points into hacking as I can, because I always think that I love the hacking in this game. Not so much the minigame itself, although the minigame is pretty fun, but I just love hacking into computers and reading the emails. There is a lot of content hidden away on those computers in between emails and stuff, like little subplots and stuff that I definitely don't want to miss. Not to mention things like alternate solutions to puzzles and stuff like that, so definitely going to be doing a lot of hacking. Also stealth. When you're a hacker, you generally want to be stealthy. And honestly, I forget what all the augments are. I know there are a bunch of hacking. There's one that I'm definitely not going to get. There's one augment that helps you. One of the cool things about this game is that
In a second.
there are actually social bosses, like boss conversations that you can have. And there's an augment that basically gives away like what response you should give to a person, and I hate taking that augment. I did one. That's what made me restart the first time, was I took it and it was boring, because I like actually interacting with the characters and trying to figure out how best to,
Please, Adam.
not how best to manipulate them, but how to respond
You really
to
should get in
them,
the habit of locking
I
your
guess.
computer, Meg.
I think that's like one of the best parts of the game, and that augment really kind of trivializes it. So even if we have enough points, we're never going to be taking that one, I think.
And I thought women were the ones who kept men waiting.
That's David Sarif, of course. He's one of my favorite characters in this game. We'll meet the other one pretty shortly too, if I remember correctly. I think Francis shows up pretty quickly. This is where we find out that
We shouldn't keep him.
Megan and Adam used to be
Emails.
an item back in the day, and they have a dog. No kids, but they have a dog.
Come on, Slowpoke.
Calm down, hold your horses. Reading about classified things, which is why you should lock your computer. As someone who works in IT, all the hacking in computers and emails and stuff is always...
Be careful with that.
I've always thought that
It's
was
a first
fun.
edition. David bought it for me.
There are actually, I don't remember them all, but there are like 5 or 6 things you can interact with in the room, and there's an achievement if you actually
You
find
still
all
have
of them.
this.
It was a gift from our first date.
It was a spur-of-the-moment purchase. A joke.
Well, it worked, because I forgave you for picking me up in one of those.
I really do love this Deus Ex aesthetic, though.
And I thought women...
The only thing I wish is that the shadows and lighting were the same.
That's nothing, Adam. Just some of the research. Look, we really have to go.
If it was that important, you shouldn't have just left it lying on your couch. But the only thing I wish is that the lighting and shadows in the actual game were the same as the cutscenes, because it can actually be really jarring, because the cutscenes are heavily shadowed and lit in a certain way, and then you jump into the game and it's much more flat. It's not the end of the world. It's not that big a deal, but you'll see what I mean when we do some jumping around.
This is for authorized personnel only.
What did you mean back there, Meg? About how
This
you
is
found
the
it?
Human Revolution tram ride, by the way, just so everyone knows.
There's something I should know about this place, about Sarif.
Megan,
Hold on.
we're still getting biochemical fluctuations across the artificial flow cells.
Okay. But the increased neural peptides coming from the PDOT cluster could be throwing off your calibrations.
Right. I'll double check that.
I can't believe you were asking about David. You've been here long enough to know of Eric. You wouldn't be avoiding me, would you?
I wouldn't dream of it, Dr. Reed. I think I know why Declan's readings are off.
Too many peptides?
I'm thinking the glial tissue breakdown we noticed after splicing in the repressive protein might be the cause.
Do let me know if the subtitles bother you, by the way. I find they kind of pull me out of the game when I'm playing, but I also know that when I'm watching a Let's Play, I very much appreciate having the subtitles, because I can't always hear what people are saying.
You overthink everything, Adam. The work we're doing is good. We're helping people overcome their physical limitations.
Yeah, except most of our clients seem to be DOD.
You're doing
It's
good.
not all
Judgy,
We work
Adam.
with teachers, doctors, construction workers.
Damn it!
Watch it, Eddie. Those boxes are worth more than your salary.
Sorry.
Nia,
Jerk.
you almost ready?
For Washington? Huh.
It's not a very nice thing to say to people.
Dr. Reed. This is General O'Neill.
Dr. Sevchenko was telling me you've made progress on the Typhoon.
Yes, thanks to Vasily, actually.
As I was saying, sir, the Typhoon uses a modified combat chassis like the one I'm wearing. But I've improved its design using shaped microcharges to propel the steel balls.
And the backblast problem?
Solved through kinetic bleeders in the augment. Here.
This is
watch.
pretty cool.
Go ahead.
You can actually get that as a weapon later in the game.
Impressive.
I prefer non-lethal when I can, so I
afraid
actually
to
don't generally
Vasily
use the
has always
Typhoon
been
very much. But you can get it and upgrade it.
You're right. The teacher would just love having one of those things.
You're missing the point.
As a
Defense
former
contracts
teacher,
keep us afloat.
yes.
But neural
Yes, I
augmentations that
would.
make you think faster, react quicker, they can really improve
Definitely
life.
one way to make kids pay
Everybody's
attention.
lives. David's talked about it for years.
Yeah, he is a talker.
He's a good man. Admit it, Adam. A part of you likes him.
I like everyone, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, right.
How far are you going?
Diane's office. I forgot to leave her a key so she can walk Kubrick. He's gotten big, you know. Keeps knocking over all my plants.
Did you destroy that vase yet?
I moved it. And I fenced it in the yard. Like you always said you were going to.
Yeah, never got around to that. Sorry.
Me too. About a lot of things.
This is probably not the place.
Adam, there's something
There's Francis.
Pritchard.
So,
I love him.
are we all ready for the trip?
There's Farida. I'd better hurry. See you at the helipad, Adam.
Sure.
Did I interrupt something, Jensen?
You fixed that firewall yet?
You don't fix an entire firewall. You find the loophole and plug it.
Then did you plug it?
Yes, I did. Want to know how? Oh, wait, I forgot. Ex-cop. I doubt you'd understand.
Ex-SWAT, and you'd be surprised. Sarif
That's
has to
some
see
very
you.
subtle background
Athena.
character building for
She
you.
wants me to show her how to track our scientist-implanted locator devices. In case your security plans in Washington don't measure up.
Also,
They will.
incoming Deus Ex theme. One of the best pieces of music ever written for a video game.
This is the newest and encrypted GPL trackers, Athena. It transmits data to our dedicated satellites every 10 feet.
I don't care what it takes. I want you, Darrow, in Washington, by my side.
The man doesn't jump for anyone. He's
a Nobel Prize winner.
Senators love this guy, Lyle. The hearings will go much smoother.
So subtle, but so beautiful.
Big day for us tomorrow. Everything in place?
Yes, sir. Capitol Police will escort us to the Hill, and then Federal Protection Services takes over.
Good, good. How's our girl holding up?
She's nervous.
All she has to do is show him her research. She explain it to you?
Not really into the whole science thing, boss.
It's incredible. All those purists out there accusing us of tampering with the natural order, when all Megan's done is figure out how to unlock the potential that exists within our own DNA. It's safer and easier than anything you Darrow ever did.
Environmental malfunction. Laboratory subsection 6.
Inevitable.
All lab chiefs, please report in.
We better not take any chances. Not tonight. Use my elevator to get down there. You know the code?
Yeah, 0451.
Let me know what you find.
A number that's a reference to Fahrenheit 451 and shows up in many, many games by the Deus Ex folks. This is such a nice office. Like, seriously, if I could design an office for myself,
Hurry up, Adam.
this is pretty freaking perfect. Beautiful view, lots of tech, but then an old school fireplace and library. Freaking perfect. Love everything about Sarif. Oops. There we are.
Pritchard, where's Megan? She report in yet?
Her GPL implant shows her moving through the microchem labs. I think she's running.
Damn. Must have been a serious equipment failure. Can you get eyes on her?
I'm trying, but the intellicams aren't responding. There's interference coming from somewhere. Find out what's happening, Jensen. Hurry!
Pritchard?
See, that's what I love about Pritchard. He's really good at his job, and he's kind of a dick, but he really does care. Okay, also you're gonna have to forgive me a sec. I need to check some settings now that I'm actually in control here. And probably remap some stuff. There might be a bit of this in this first episode, I apologize. While I get reused to the controls. Okay, I think we can go with that for now. Don't like that. I need to fix my run and walk and crouch. Again, I apologize. I know this is boring and totally interrupting the urgency of going to save everyone, but like I said, I haven't played this game in years and years. I remember some of the plot, but in terms of mechanics, might as well be brand new. I want to make sure everything is good to go, so I don't have to do this in the future. See if we like that. Okay, yeah, I can deal with that. Okay, so like I said, I like to do this game as non-lethal as possible. I actually kind of pick lethal and non-lethal depending on who I'm fighting. Like if I'm fighting a bunch of, you know, gangsters and stuff and it's just a straight up firefight, I'll pull out my rifle and not worry about it. But if I'm doing like an infiltration thing of like office workers and it's just security guards, then I try and go non-lethal. You know, I make it like kind of a moral thing. You can get achievements for going like all non-lethal, but like I never do that. But right now in this part you actually don't get an option. You're given your kind of automatic rifle here and that's all you have, which is fine. It's easily my favorite weapon in the game. Oof. Such a dick. These guys are bad. Alright.
Some objects in the environment can be...
Got them. See how much I can get away with not making you guys sit through me watching tutorials. Beautiful views in this level. Alright. I think we can get by without the combat tutorial. I cannot remember what button gives me cover though. That's going to be very important. I love the gunplay in this game. I mean, long shooty sections get boring for me no matter what the game is.
When
but
the lead starts to fly, it's wise to take cover.
I really love the cover mechanics in this game. It makes it really, really fun. It's one thing that it does better than Half-Life, is I love the cover mechanics. Okay, let's go take care of bad guys now. I think we can do this. It also lets you see Adam, which is kind of cool. Oops. Wrong button. It's kind of cool to be able to see your character when you're in. Oh, crap. I can't remember how to shoot over the cover. So you can blind shoot safely like that, but there's a way to actually pop up out of cover and shoot at the tube. And I don't remember what that is. Shit. This is bad. Okay. We are going to need to figure this out. We're gonna make a run back for the tutorial. God damn, that's embarrassing. Always watch the tutorial, kids. I actually think you can't die during
when the lead
this.
starts to fly. It's wise
you
to
might
take
be
cover.
able to die.
This will protect you
but
from
it takes
bullets
a lot
and
to kill you.
explosives. To shoot, peek out from behind your cover spot, either to the side or from above. Then take aim
it's just your
and fire.
movement keys while you hold down the cover button.
Whenever
I'm
possible,
stupid.
use cover when moving around.
Okay.
Line of sight is important, and by keeping behind cover, you'll stand a better chance that enemies won't get a bead on you.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Perfect. That's what we needed. We got this. Alright, Adam. Let's go get them. Nothing bad could possibly happen to us. Much better. I think we already got the other dude. Of course, ordinarily you can loot guys, but not in the tutorial section. Just have your one rifle and, I assume, infinite ammo. Oh, screw that. Let's go see if we can save anyone. It's not looking good though, guys. It is not looking good. Honestly, I would probably go lethal here anyway, even if I had the choice. They're murdering innocent scientists. They're going down. Really is such a cool set piece. Oh, you bastards. Man, these guys are dicks. Alright, let's go get her. I had a grenade. I think that's all of them. I really do love the music in this game. It's not overt, doesn't get in your face, but it's subtle and it sets the mood so perfectly. Gotta give Jensen credit there. His guts are freaking falling out, and he still manages to attempt to pull his gun.
Shows the bullet caused severe hematoma. We need to repair that.
I love this credit sequence.
My God, how thick was the glass?
Come on, Anna. Stay with us.
ERCC-1 craft.
Steady. He doesn't need that. What's that cyber arm prosthesis?
I love you.
Such a great introduction to the world.
I'm sorry.
We're seconds away.
His body can take it.
that was awesome. I freaking love that credit sequence. My favorite is the human heart beating, and then like 30 seconds later, the human heart surrounded by circuitry. Such a cool image. Not a subtle image, but Cyberpunk is not known for its subtlety. Oh, also, the most important part of Adam getting augmented. You're about to see it here. Cool guy shades. That you put on when you walk indoors.
Adam, it's David. You in the building?
Just entered the lobby.
That's how you know Adam has become
Sorry
dark,
for you had
a
sick
dark,
leave so
brooding
soon,
cyberpunk
but,
protagonist.
We've got a situation. I'm breaking out of Milwaukee Junction factory. Meet me at the helipad.
I have to see Pritchard first. Something's wrong with my retinal enhancement.
Frank's on the second floor in the tech lab. Make it quick. People's lives are at stake.
Human Resources Office.
My God. Mr. Jensen. I didn't think you'd... Oh, wow. I guess you hear about the break-in. Did you need directions or something?
It hasn't been that long, Cindy. I may not look the same, but my memory's pretty intact.
Oh, I didn't mean... I mean, of
kind of
course
a
your
dick.
memory's fine, sir. It's just that well, things have been switched around a lot ever since the... Well,
Ever since the first attack?
Yes, sir. The lab floors were pretty much demolished. We're rebuilding them, but most of our researchers are working off-site now. Everyone else has been shuffled around, so if you need help finding someone...
I'll find my way.
Okay, I think I remember where stuff is.
It's good to have you back, sir.
So, this building actually has a ton of stuff to explore, like probably an hour or two of content going around and exploring. But we're not going to do that now for two reasons. Reason number one, a bunch of this stuff is hidden behind high-level hacking that we don't have yet. We're going to bump hacking pretty much first thing, but we can't get into everything here yet. And the second reason is you hear Sarif talking about the hostages and stuff that are being held in the place that we're going to go, that we called up to go save. Well, if you spend too much time dicking around here, the hostages die. Like, the terrorists just explode a bomb and kill them. And there is warning of that, because, I mean, Sarif will remind you if you walk around too much, hey, people's lives are at stake, hurry up, and eventually, if you ignore him long enough and don't get on the chopper, the hostages die. I found that out the first time I was playing this game. I mean, you guys know how I like to explore and play games, so I spent like 20 minutes searching this place, you know, trying to find everything there was to find. And, yeah, hostages died. Never made that mistake again. So we are, in fact, going to save the hostages, and then we will explore this place after the first kind of introductory story mission of trying to deal with these terrorists over at the place where the Sarif scientists moved. I just have to remember where Francis... Okay, tech lab. I went up one floor too far. Francis is this way. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Hi, Francis.
About time. What happened? You get stuck in an air duct on the way over?
Yeah, nice to see you too, Francis. Something's wrong with my retinal display. Can you fix it?
If it's what I think it is, probably. Of course, it might seem. Looks like your left and right imaging processors weren't completely in sync. But don't worry, your Sentinel health implant will kick in soon, repairing any damage that might have caused. Your retinal display should be fine now.
Very nice.
Its recognition software won't be picking up hostiles yet, but you should be seeing radar and targeting reticules. Biomedical data too, if you're in pain.
Right. We done here? Because Sarif is waiting for me at the helipad.
I know. Radicals have broken into our manufacturing plant and taken hostages. Maybe this time you'll actually save people.
Dick. That deserves a confront.
You got a problem with me, Pritchard. Why don't you just say it and get it over with?
Why no, Jensen? I don't have a problem with you. If anything, I blame myself.
The mighty Pritchard blaming himself. That's gotta be a first.
I'm the one who told Sarif we needed a physical security team to protect us. If he'd read my report closely enough.
Wait a second. Are you saying it was your idea to hire me?
Not you, Jensen. I wanted Dynacore, Sharp Edge, or Bell Tower. All the top private security contractors were on my list, but Sarif wanted somebody in-house. And so did Dr. Reed.
I love Pritchard, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna take his shit.
I suggest you leave Megan out of this.
Why, Jensen? It's no secret how close the two of you were. And let's face it, you'd just been fired from SWAT for that massacre in Mexican town. No one was about to hire you.
You really have to stop getting your news from those Picus blogs, Francis. They only confuse you.
The point is, if Sarif had listened to me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But Megan, God love her, always did have Sarif's ear.
Sarif's ear is going to be hearing a report about violence in the workplace if you keep this up. You really feel like continuing?
Point taken. As enjoyable as this little chit-chat has been, isn't Sarif waiting for you at the
Alright, now we make a beeline for the helipad.
Man, I didn't believe it when they said you were coming back, boss. Not the way you were busted up.
Hey, Adam. Can't tell you how glad I am you're back.
Kind of like that Adam's on a first-name
I'll close you
basis
to the
with his
helipad.
Almost there.
subordinates.
Good. Because SWAT's about to turn this into a PR nightmare. Meet me in the chopper. I'll brief you as we go.
Okay. First have to watch the news.
On the eve of controversial hearings set to scrutinize the company's research. With those hearings permanently on hold, many are now wondering if something else may be going on. Is David Sarif hiding something? For tonight, this is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus.
Malik's another great
Welcome
character.
back, Jensen.
Not very
Didn't think
deep,
we'd
but
see you
she's
around
fun.
here for a while yet.
You know how it goes, Malik. Duty calls.
Don't I know it? I was in my wingsuit halfway to the top of the Renaissance Center when I got the 911. But you... 6 months is a hell of a short time to come back from the dead. You sure you're ready for this?
Only one way to find out.
Roger that. The boss is already on board, arguing with the DPD's tactical response team. They've got the plant surrounded, but Mr. Sarif wants you to go in first. You all set here? Because the sooner we take off, the better it will be for everyone.
Truth.
I'm ready.
Great. Then let's get airborne.
See what I mean about the lighting? Everything is so much darker. It's a shame the actual in-game engine doesn't look that moody. It really is a great look.
I told Farida to put us down on a roof. I don't want the crowd seeing you go in.
Fine. As long as she pulls you out the minute I'm gone. So what am I looking at here? Who are these guys?
Pro-human purists, or so they say. The same purists who've been firebombing limb clinics all over the country.
You buy that?
No, I don't think it's a coincidence they hit us today, only hours after we moved the Typhoon in for assembly line factory.
The Typhoon? Megan's team was testing it the day that bastard... Who's on point for these guys?
Adam. I know you and Megan were once...
Who is on point for these guys?
Goes by the name of Sanders. That's him, there. He's an augmented Atom, so he can't be one of the mercs who attacked us, but he did know exactly how to get inside our plant.
All right, so how do you want me to handle this?
First priority is the Typhoon. I'm keeping SWAT out until you've secured it. As far as rules of engagement go, I'll defer to you. Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
I'm not looking to start a firefight in there, just neutralize them.
Okay, but just make sure those bastards don't wake up and warn their friends. You remember what it's like in there? A lot of tight enclosed hallways, but the labs themselves are pretty open, high ceilings. So, do you want something you can use from a distance, or up close?
The sniper rifle is not good when you don't have any points in it, and it's especially not good for this mission.
Better, I think. That way I'll be sure
we
they
want to
stay
go
down.
stun gun.
You got it. The Typhoon should be in the factoring labs, but Pritchard will tell you more as you go in. I've got him running comms.
Terrific. Anything else?
Keep your eyes open for hostages. Free them if you can, but the Typhoon is your #1 priority. We developed it for the Alphabet agencies, and if we don't deliver it to them intact and still a secret, well, I'm sure you'll get the job done right.
Gentlemen, prepare for landing.
I think we get a sniper rifle pretty early on anyway. Whatever one you don't choose is near the beginning. Other thing about the sniper rifle is there are a lot of groups. Well, the tranquilizer sniper rifle is there are a lot of groups, and if you trank one, they'll just wake each other up. So it's not a good one for this mission. Plus it takes up a lot of inventory space, and you don't have a lot in the beginning. Alright. Let's figure out what's what.
Look at this. They're sending in a can opener for Van's job. Those first assholes are just gonna love this.
Have to forgive me, I'm very fussy about my inventory. I like it to be just so.
Ready to go in? Good. Seen a few of them coming out for a smoke every now and again, so be careful.
Alright. Don't really like how the stun gun looks, but it's very, very useful.
Tell me you're the guy we've been twiddling our thumbs waiting for.
Yep.
SI Security. Name's Jensen.
Jensen. Yeah. I thought I recognized you. Used to be on Team 2 till that Mexican town thing went down. I gotta say, you're the last person I pictured taking orders from a CEO.
Things change.
Not always for the better. Feel like getting in there and doing whatever it is your boss wants you to do? Because maybe then we can do our job.
You look pretty dug in up here. What's the react team plan?
We got Alpha as point and Bravo as wing, both standing by to breach the target. We're coordinating from here, but until your boss gives us the go-ahead, we're just holding our dicks.
Realistically, how much time do I have before any shooting starts?
According to protocol, none. According to your lawyers, the sooner you get in there, the sooner we can hose this powder keg down and call it a day.
We've got people inside. Any idea where I should look for them?
Yeah. Your plant manager, Josie Thorpe, managed to slip a call out before someone snatched her cell. She said the hostages are being held in an office near the assembly labs.
Makes sense. The workers were setting up for a production run, so they'd have been concentrated there.
You know more about that than I would. Anything else?
Intel on these purists. How much you got?
How much you want?
How many am I looking at down there?
Hard to say. We've spotted 3 in the courtyard, maybe half a dozen inside.
Spoiler alert,
but that's a
the
sketchy estimate at the best.
Lot.
Since we
pretty
seem to
big
be
level.
getting a loop playback off your IntelliCams.
That shouldn't be possible. I told Sarif to make sure Pritchard overhauled the system.
Well, someone inside must be tech savvy, because all we're seeing is a loop. For all we know, there could be 5, 10, or 3 dozen perps in there.
The leader's name is Sanders, right? What's his story?
Zeke Sanders. We're running background on him now. Looks like he fought 2 tours in the Gulf. One of them on a recycled military bill.
You mean he's augmented? Sarif told me he's not.
He used to be augmented. Says his Augs made him do evil shit, so he ripped him out. Now he's got a whole crew of gullible street kids listening to his crap and ready to die for him. Or kill.
They communicate any demands yet?
Not yet, but I get the feeling they're not that organized. Most of the guys I've seen look like street bangers and thugs. The kind who get their jollies trashing equipment. You ask me, it's the man in charge you have to worry about.
I think I've heard enough.
You sure? Wouldn't want to make your boss unhappy.
Let's get out of here.
I got it from here.
We got work to do.
Sit tight. Wait for Sarif's signal.
Like we got a choice.
About fucking time. You know there are hostages in there, right? About time you got here. This door will take you to another roof overlooking the loading docks. Best way in. Now hurry.
Jensen, it's me, Pritchard.
Hi, Pritchard.
On a roof overlooking the plant.
Good. Your point of entry should be through shipping and receiving.
Should be, Francis? The hell does that mean?
We have an employee entrance there, heavily guarded by purists, no doubt. So, if you're not a fan of the frontal assault, I suppose you could try accessing the building's roof.
That is precisely what we'll be doing. We are not fans of the frontal assault. Not this Jensen. We are stealthy hackers. Or we are a stealthy hacker. That is the archetype we're playing. Because killing doesn't count if a hacked turret does it for you.
You're better off staying far away from them. Learn their patrols and time your moves accordingly. If you can avoid it, it's generally better not to engage them. Sure, a lone target may be tempting, but you never know. Backup might be right around the corner.
But they can't call backup if they're knocked out.
Try taking out your targets silently by moving up behind them and tapping the takedown button to put them to sleep. Killing them is a more permanent solution, but also involves making more noise. To do it, simply hold the takedown button.
Jensen's Wolverine.
Whether you kill or stun, all takedowns burn up energy. If your energy bar is empty, you will not be able to use your augmentations. You can, however, replenish your energy cells through the consumption of nutrients.
I forgot about that.
Regardless, don't leave bodies lying out in the open.
This is why
if they are found,
this is
an
why I'm
alarm
watching
will
the
be called in.
tutorials. I totally
So
forgot about
grab
the
them
energy
and drag
thing.
them out of the way.
Right. Good to know.
Yeah, everything seems under control. No sign of SWAT. No sign of anyone.
Nighty-night. Excellent. I vaguely remember something being hidden behind here.
Being stealthy hinges on sight and sound. Crouching down will assure you are making the least amount of noise possible. Line of sight is important, and by keeping behind cover, you'll stand a better chance that enemies won't detect you.
Avoid jumping and sprinting, as it will certainly give away your position.
What the fuck is that?
But I don't think there's anything worth alerting the others for. I think we'll just get out of here. Now what we want to do is get up on the roof. Still do not see me. Good. See how sneaky I am? Alright. Get that out of the way. There we go. Perfect. Hi guys. There we go. There's our stun rifle. Honestly, we'll probably have to dump it at some point because it takes up so much damn space. But for now, it's good to have. Okay. Just so you can see, here's how the sniper rifle works. Zoom in because I have no points in it. Moves around a ton. Not ideal. Eventually we'll up our sniping, but that's not something we're worried about right this moment.
Pritchard, I'm in.
Nicely done, Jensen. May I ask how?
A vent on the roof. It'll be in my report next time we discuss security loopholes.
Oh, goody. I'll be sure to take notes. The Typhoon is in the factoring labs. There's an elevator just past the assembly labs that will take you to it.
Got it.
Alright. And it's been about an hour, and this is a good place to stop. So when we come back, we will go after the Typhoon and save the hostages. But for now, thank you for joining me for episode 1 of Deus Ex Human Revolutions. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Feel free to check out Patreon, like, share, etc., and so forth. And I will see you guys next time. Might even be a bonus episode or 2 coming next week. No promises, but I really like this game, so we'll see. Alright, until then guys, have a good one.